everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, for everyone who's new, my name is Michelle. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and on this channel, I help people with personal development, spiritual growth, and psychology through astrology and intuitive messages. And today, I'm going to talk about the upcoming new moon that will happen in the sign of Leo at 2 degrees on the 24th of July 2025. Okay, and I will start off with describing this new moon in general, and then we're going to dive into each and every single sign. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading. I also do private readings, and I bring a coaching program to help you grow spiritually or to just stand stronger in life in general. Okay, so have a look on my website if you would like to know more about that. So let's look at this new moon. So this new moon is going to be a very interesting one. Okay. There is a massive chance of healing here. Okay. And this healing is going to come your way through maybe anger, through a bit of frustration. But this frustration is going to help you overcome your obstacles, okay? And I'm going to explain it to you in astrology terms. So, what we have is, in general, this new moon is in Leo. And Leo rules the fifth house. So, this is all about your children. This is also your inner child. This is about your creative expression, your hobbies, creativity. And this new moon is aspecting Saturn and Neptune. Now, Neptune is dissolving everything it touches. So it touches Saturn. So, what this means is that you have a huge opportunity now to burn old karmic patterns because both Saturn and Neptune are retrograde. So, we're going back to childhood, right? Leo stands for inner child. So, you can heal old patterns of your inner child. Saturn and Neptune are in the sign of Aries. So, this is very much related to your identity and how you show up as a leader in your life. And leadership is not just leading people, it's also how you're leading yourself through life, right? How you're paving a new path. So, here you're going to look at what is holding you back on creating your own path, right? And Neptune is also spirituality. So if you're on the spiritual path, you can burn a lot of karma right now. Okay, especially regarding your identity and your inner child, you can remove the blockages, your insecurities, things that are holding you back from actually realizing the things that you actually want. And this can be related to your career. This can be related to maybe you want to start a family. And maybe you have issues, for example, with fertility, and you're going to learn about a new treatment, or you're going to learn about the block in your body, what is holding you back. So, like this, everything has um, its own pathway, okay? Because achieving is not always becoming very successful. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit as well, right? That we are living in a society where people are really like, look focused, look what I have, look what I can show you. We're very much, we have so much social media presenting the perfect life. And people are not really presenting a lot of obstacles, or because everybody has obstacles. And obstacles are actually very beautiful because these obstacles can teach you what road to take. For example, when one thing is bringing an obstacle, it's redirecting you to the right path. Okay, and I think that we shouldn't fully disconnect from trying new things, from some people feel this pressure as well, like expecting so much of yourself, pressure of society, pressure of the family. So this is what this placement is going to trigger you about. Okay, it's to be in peace with who you are and working a lifestyle that is according to your heart, because Leo is also the sunshine, right? The sun rules Leo. So what do you shine at? What are you good at, right? And Leo can be very connected to the heart. And even if, and Leo is not just sunshine or sunshine, sun sign Leo, right? I'm talking about the energy of Leo. If you want to fully express this energy, it's best to connect from your heart and to really follow your passion. So, what is stopping you from doing so, right? And I feel there is also so much pressure that if you follow your creative path, that you need to be very successful at it. But isn't it just important to live a happy life? And, knowing that, if you have income that can provide a beautiful lifestyle for you, and it doesn't have to involve all this luxury, right? Like just a normal income, and you can do something you love day in and day out, right? That is much more important. And I feel the more pressure you put on yourself, the more unhappy you're going to be with the business or undertakings that you're doing. Okay. So now you're going to connect with your heart. And, this is where I'm going next because we have a T square. So the North Node is in Pisces, and we have Mars in an opposition conjunct the South Node. And both the South Node and Mars and the North Node are in a square with Venus in Gemini. Okay. So during this new moon, you're going to be triggered with either people coming back, making comments, you haven't done enough, because Virgo is about perfectionism. Mars here is either going to be thriving and going to be like, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to make a calendar, or like, I'm going to organize all my stuff and I'm going to get it done, right? But it can also lead to being very hard on yourself, right? I need to achieve that. I need to show the world what I'm doing. Why am I not where I'm supposed to be? I'm this age already. I should be here already. So this is going to trigger you this new moon. And the North Node in Pisces is telling you to surrender. Um, what if being yourself is enough? And work from more peace, from knowing that what you have to share is enough, and you can always learn more, and not being afraid of obstacles, because obstacles are going to teach you new things. And this square with Venus, because Venus likes harmony, right? It rules also Libra, so it wants harmony. And when there's a square with Venus, Venus is in Gemini. It could be that you're trying to harmonize things by, you know, but you know what, it will come one day, or you know what, this person didn't mean that, because the South Node and Mars can bring in some people from the past that may be talking bad or saying things that you don't like. Okay, anyone who's coming in this month and you have a weird feeling, okay, the universe will show you who's in alignment with you and who is not. And that will be shown this month. Okay. Um, and sometimes, especially if you have maybe people pleasing tendencies, you're going to talk. And I was that person, when someone did something bad, I was like, but you know what? They had a difficult childhood. And you know what? You're trying to justify all the time why someone is doing something, right? Instead of thinking, okay, they have their lessons to learn, but do I need to sacrifice part of myself to help them with the same issue over and over and over? Or should I detach myself, keep it more on a distance, and respect their journey, right? Because when it starts to be at the cost of who you are not able to develop, right? And this is a trap that many healers have. They give, 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 and they lose themselves. And how can you heal people when you lose yourself in the process, right? You have to be strong in your own energy. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult to help others. So, yeah, this month can bring up, struggles with maybe people coming back. Could be exes, ex-friends, or people that were just, are in your life right now, and you will see their true face. Okay. At the same time, Mars is action. So you can take action on something and then you're going to have to let it go. So this is the classic manifestation, right? You have to be really decisive about something. You have to decide who you want to be. And you're in the process of doing that right now with Saturn in Aries. So who do you want to be? And you're going to focus on that, but you're going to let go on how much, like, you're going to let go how it's going to come to you. I was trying to find the right words because we're also in Mercury retrograde, and speaking words, self-expression with words is going to be more difficult. Okay. So we have Mercury retrograde between the 17th of July and the 10th of August 2025. Now, many of you already know. Okay. And Mercury retrograde is definitely nothing bad. Okay. Don't worry, it's nothing really bad. It's just it goes more internal, right? And we do have a lot of planets that are retrograde. We have Pluto retrograde, we have Saturn, we have Neptune, and we have Mercury. And so we're going to internalize a lot of things. And then we have Mars together with the South Node. Okay. So it's time to reflect on everything that you're ready to let go of. And sometimes you need to get angry in order to do so. I'm no longer taking this BS. I'm done with it. Okay. We need to have this breaking point. When something really bad happens, usually that's the breaking point, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna stop. This is how far I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do this because I don't care anymore. And this is when you switch your life and it can do something really amazing for you. So I don't think anger is a bad thing at all. Only when you're angry, you're putting your anger onto other people, projecting it onto other people. Okay. Because Virgo can have really high, so the energy of Virgo can have really high expectations. So be very aware that you're not going to be super judgmental or being very harsh towards other people. And use that anger into organization, getting your stuff done, and then letting it go. Okay. You don't need to know how many views you're going to have on your video. You don't need to know how much where it's going to take you. Sometimes when you let the energy go and you're just expecting it and you're letting it go, it's actually going to happen much, much quicker. Okay. We also have this new moon in an opposition with Pluto. Okay. Now, Pluto is also retrograde and it's in the sign of Aquarius. So here there's a bit of a struggle because the new moon, sorry, and Pluto in an opposition is a push and pull. So Pluto can be a little bit manipulative at some times. It can be a powerful planet. So here you are, finding the right way on how to express yourself. Okay, so make sure that you show the real version of you, because we have this trine with Neptune and Aries um, in whatever house. We're gonna check for all the signs, okay? And also, because we're talking about children here, okay? So Leo represents children, so be very careful that you don't have a bit of a clash with your children, with your romantic partner, okay? That maybe someone is trying to dominate the other person, and within opposition the fine line is in the middle, because Aquarius wants equality and Leo wants to be seen. I want to be seen for my qualities. So what is coming up during this day is like, you don't feel like you're always seen, you don't feel like you're always heard. And what is happening now is that the universe is telling you, but why are you not seen? Why are you not heard? Because people sometimes trying to mask, be someone else because they think that's what people want to hear. But what about connecting with your heart and talking from your own truth? And the people that resonate with you, they will come into your life, okay? And you're going to always have people that are not approving of who you are, but That's life, right? It's better to have people in your life that align with you, that align with your message. So these subjects are all gonna, you know, come up during this new moon. Okay, so don't let people walk all over you. Watch out for volcanic outbursts. So not going into the extreme of either Venus, like trying to justify certain things, but also not trying to dominate conversations or to project your anger or judgment onto other people. The best way is here, like the retrogrades, to introspect. Okay. So also maybe for some of you, you feel like money is holding you back in some ways. You know, the thing that I want to do, I need money for that. So I need money for that. And maybe in some ways you can create a plan, or you can create something that you don't need a lot of investments for. Or you find a plan where, you know, you find an investor or things like that. But after Mercury retrograde, okay, keep that in mind. What else can I discuss? Yeah, we have a lot of long-term placements as well. Usually I skip them because I don't want to repeat the same thing, right? Um, but yeah, we do have also Pluto in a square with Chiron. So standing up for yourself is gonna be huge. Okay, like some of you really need to stand up for yourself, and some of you need to make sure to calm down before you speak, because they're going to be extremes, because we have Pluto in an opposition with this new moon. It's in a square with Chiron, so old wounds, old pains, a lot of things are coming back up. Okay, and don't be hard on yourself. That maybe, you know, if you're starting to compare yourself with others, like, you know, look where they are, look what they are doing. You don't know what other people are going through. Like some people might find love really early, then get divorced, then you meet someone, then they get married, then you don't know. You don't know certain the journey of someone. You don't know, but someone is here to learn about. And it is true, I know, because I can see that in astrology, that some people have a more difficult chart than others. Okay, that's true, but it's all according to karma, according to what you're here to learn, right? And maybe your screw ups from past lives, you have to revise them, revisit them. And if you have really tough charts, and I've worked with people with tough charts, you can see I have many videos about Saturn and Pluto. um, you know, there are many ways to burn karma. You know, that's really going to help. And also stay on the right path so you don't create a lot of new bad karma, right? Everything is karma, but especially bad karma. So you just pay off and you're trying to do the least damage possible, but also don't let people walk all over you. So this is the lesson of this new moon. So I'm ready to go to all the signs. Let's go. Let's start with Aries. So this is for everyone with Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this new moon in your fifth house, okay? And fifth house here, you're going to look at your inner child. So especially what I told you in the introduction about healing the self. Maybe there's some kind of hobby that you didn't get to do or didn't do since childhood, something you used to love to do, and it's time to pick that up again. Okay, pick a skill up, a creative skill. Maybe you were really wanted to go acting or dancing or writing, any way that you can express yourself that makes you feel almost like a child again, right? Because even if you're an adult, it's okay to have a few childlike qualities, right? There's a serious quality like responsibilities, but it's also good to sometimes let go, have fun, enjoy, and work on those skills. So, yeah, maybe you're going back to some basics, some things that you forgot about that you used to love doing that. Okay, we have Mercury retrograde in the fifth house. So for some of you, some lovers might be coming back, want to have a conversation with you, but just make sure this person, comes back in the right way. And, if there's something you need to close with each other, talk in a calm manner and see if you can resolve something there. The South Node and Mars are in your sixth house, okay? So be very careful with your health Aries. So it's really important to stay on a healthy diet and watch out for example, doing extreme workouts around this new moon. Actually, from now, like after half of July, which we are already, it's the today of recording is the 16th. So watch out for accidents through extreme sports. Also at work, be very aware of irritations. Maybe there's some difficult situations with colleagues. Your day-to-day routines, you're a bit angry about it. I've kind of had enough of this, and sometimes this I've had enough is guiding you towards more rest, because notice the Pisces in your 12th house, so maybe you need to rest a little bit more. You have Jupiter in the fourth house, okay? So do some resting. Make sure that you don't justify bad behavior of your colleagues, but make sure to talk things through the way you best can, okay? Instead of being either angry or justifying actions, that you have a direct conversation with them, okay? Let's go. Healing, healed, healer. So a lot of you Aries are on a healing journey. And I'm not surprised, because you have Chiron, you have Saturn, you have Neptune, all in your sign. Okay. So a lot of you are being triggered to heal. And some of you are even going to maybe quit your job and taking a break. Some of you are going to take a break, or you're going to go for a more aligned job. Okay. But be aware, with Mercury retrograde, it's better to sign a new contract after, let's say, end of August would be better. Okay, perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. So I feel like some of you are getting wings. Okay, you're gonna take action on something. Um, I'm almost feeling like there's going to be some low-hanging fruit. So things that you can grab, like things up for grabbing, that you have to you have to grab the opportunity, right? Because sometimes people are waiting for divine intervention, but divine intervention can be through people, it can be through situations. And when your body is agreeing with it, you will feel a definite yes. Okay, this is something I have to do. Getting summer. Well, this video is for July, so this is definitely for the summer, right? Who do you need to forgive? So some of you need to forgive someone, okay? And right now, it's definitely related. A lot of you, it's related also to the workplace, okay? And also family is good, like connection with family. So if there is someone in the family that you're going to forgive, it's going to bring a lot of wealth, in a sense of release and relief, and it can unlock new pathways for you. Okay, so if someone in the family did something that wasn't too great, then oh, the laptop is a bit shaky because I have to put the fan on because it's been so warm here. It's almost every day 40 degrees. So it's pretty warm. Anyways, that would be my message for you, my amazing Aries. I'm wishing you all the best on your amazing journey. Don't back down from challenges and obstacles, because right now you're going to grow like never before. Okay. So until next time, my amazing Aries, let's move on to Taurus. So, Taurus, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Leo in your fourth house. And here you have a huge opportunity to heal your ancestral line. Okay. And that's because this new moon is in the fourth house of family and it's in a trine with Saturn and Neptune. Now, Neptune can dissolve everything it touches, and it touches right now the new moon and Saturn. Okay. So, any things related to past life, like if you want to do some kind of past life session, you want to meditate on dissolving karma, ancestral lines, things like that, that would be the perfect day to do so. Okay. If you are moving on this day, like some people are moving, there are gonna be maybe some tiny obstacles, okay? But you're gonna get through it. It could be that work is demanding time from you, or you're spending time with family and work is like, you know what, we need you here because we have an opposition with Pluto retrograde now in your 10th house. So if you have Pluto now in the 10th house, and especially for Taurus rising, okay, there could be a massive change here happening with work. You could be doing one thing, and then the next, you could be changing careers completely. You used to do this, you used to be a writer, and now you're going to be, doing professional horse riding. Something crazy, some crazy switch that people are like, huh? Okay, we didn't see that coming, but that's something you feel you need to do because it's closer to your purpose and your alignment. Because Pluto is very aggressive in that way. It's going to cut you off from one thing and it's going to send you in the right direction. It's going to create a lot of difficulty. So you have no choice but to do the right thing for you. Yeah, so moving for a job, like some of you are even moving for a job, okay? It might be difficult, could be even abroad, but it's like ultimately it's gonna be for the best for you. We have the South Node and Mars in your fifth house. So for some of you, there might be a contact of ex-partners, ex-lovers coming back. Mars is a very angry planet sometimes, maybe a sexual planet. So be aware for what they are coming back and if they have the right intentions. The North Node in Pisces is saying, let it go to your friends, have a good conversation, and don't overspend money around this new moon, okay? Because we have a square with Venus. Venus is in Gemini in your second house, okay? So don't overspend too much when going out or when going on dates. And also be aware that if you're single, who are you dating and what are their intentions? Because you might meet people from a past life that are coming in with not the best of intentions, okay? So, what else did I want to tell you? Mercury retrograde is making my brain a bit slower, plus the heat here, but you know what? I'm going to take my time. I told myself I'm going to take my time because I want to bring the message to you. Everything is okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. Okay. I really like that card. So, some of you might be a bit stressed. Maybe you're working on a creative project or something, um, it's not fully working out the way you hoped it would be. And maybe it's time to just let it go for now and working on it step by step, okay? Mixing the South Node in Virgo with the North Node in Pisces, like just letting it flow while working on it in the moment, okay? If you're pregnant, Taurus, be very careful this month, okay? Don't do anything, don't carry anything heavy or do like really heavy sports, things like that. You can do that after July. But for now, take it easy, okay? Vegetarian. So maybe I'm talking to some vegetarians. Yeah, people that want to change their diet, maybe you'd like to change your diet, maybe you're thinking about having a more spiritual oriented life because Saturn and Neptune in the 12th house is really triggering you to, come closer with the universe, closer with God. And why people are vegetarian, right? Is usually because if you don't want to make new karma, you want to break down karma, and you can even, eat less meat or less fish. That's going to help you break down karmic cycles in your life. Okay, so that's the reason why a lot of yogis are vegetarian or vegan, because it can help you, do less damage in this world. But I always say, everyone has their own path. There's no right way of doing everything. So listen to what your body wants you to do. If you want to eat a bit more clean, maybe take down meat and fish in your diet or completely exclude it. That's going to help you burn a lot of karma right now with the planets in your 12th house. You see, let go. Let go. Maybe you've been wanting things to work out, wanting this relationship to work out, wanting this to work out. Maybe as you surrender, the need to control your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Okay. So it's basically being in a state of calm, which is hard because we live in a society where we're constantly under pressure. But try as best as you can to let go what it is that you truly want. Usually, the only way to get what you truly want is to not want it. And it sounds really weird, but very often, if you put so much focus on wanting something, then it doesn't really happen. And when you create space, because new energy needs to arrive, so there needs to be space in your life for something to come, like a career. Um, and you can work behind the scenes towards something, but not attached to it, right? Because when we are attaching to things, it doesn't have space to come. Because if you're holding on to someone and say, come, 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 this person cannot even move. Open, breathing, and it will give so much more opportunity for things to come your way. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. I'm sending you many blessings. I did a blessing candle for everyone watching this video. May all good things happen to you. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Gemini. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, for you, we have this new moon in Leo in your third house. Okay. So, you're already ruled by Gemini. Okay. So, watch out for, because third house is all about communication and you're ruled by Mercury. So take it easy with the communication. Think before you speak. That's going to help you have miscommunications with other people. And you know what Mercury retrograde sometimes does? Also, we have with people who have that in their natal chart, they already introspect everything. So, like halfway the conversation, they're going to share the story because they assume that people are thinking the way they do because they already have all these thoughts in their mind. So halfway the conversation they start and the other person is like, what is going on, like what are you actually talking about? It's because the conversation was already like happened before in your mind. So be aware of that. That will avoid miscommunications. Then you have the South Node and Mars in your fourth house, okay? And it's squaring Venus in the first. So be very aware or careful about disputes with family members. Maybe they're going to be a bit judgmental, like, why would you do that? Why do you do this? And it can really hurt your self-worth or your self-image, okay? So make sure that you say, I don't appreciate this comment because, and you stand up for yourself in a calm way. Because with a square with Venus, sometimes what happens is we're going to harmonize things, or we're going to Mars because the square is like, I'm either going to outburst, I'm going to scream, I'm going to be really pissed, or I'm going to be like, you know what, they didn't mean it that way. And let yourself be, I don't want to say abused. That sounds really extreme, but you know what I mean. So it's about finding a midway that doesn't harm who you are and you stand firm in your own identity. And also, there could be some disputes with the landlord, people, roommates, people that you live with. Um, Also, watch out with your housing, like the structure of your house. Make sure that you fix everything that needs to be fixed. And if you're pissed, clean the house, okay? Grab a broom, put on some music, heavy metal or something and clean your anger away. This is the way to go right now. But all this resolved anger is gonna make you go towards your destiny even more. Okay. So the more you say, you know what, you have your opinion, but I'm not gonna let that impact who I am. I'm gonna take in the advice, I'm gonna think about it, but I'm not gonna be leaving something that you love about yourself. Okay. It's really important. And also, so communication. Some of you are going to go on a trip. If you're going on a trip with friends or you're going to some kind of community, okay, there could be some disagreements, some delays in travel. So yeah, this is about clear communication, read everything before you go, and also there could be some disagreements with friends on your trip if you're going with your friends or with if you're going with an organization. Look at that, emotional healing. So this is time to heal emotionally. Doesn't show it completely. Yeah. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. You see, walk away. Like sometimes you're gonna have to walk away. You know what? Sometimes people project their anger onto you, or they're saying something that, it's not very nice. But the best way to do it is to not react, or to stand up for yourself and say, I don't appreciate this. Leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that are opening to you. So you're going to enjoy new doors opening. Okay. And a lot of you are seeing who are your true friends and who are not your true friends. Okay. So you will walk away from some friends and other friends you're going to really appreciate. Okay. I'm getting autumn. So maybe now you're working on something that you're going to release in autumn. This is a beautiful time with Mercury retrograde to revise anything that you worked on, even in your emails right now. Okay, revise them twice, read them twice to make sure that everything that's in your email around this new moon is very clear. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Cancer. So, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Leo in your second house. Okay. So, second house is all about your finances, it's about your self worth. So, basically, what is happening because this new moon is making a trine with Saturn and Neptune in the 10th house. So, here you're being asked to, even maybe work is going to be a bit difficult. You're going to get some obstacles, maybe with bosses, maybe you're the boss. And it could be that you're getting a lot of responsibilities, or actually people are not really seeing how much you're doing. Maybe you feel like people are not really noticing all the work that you're doing or that you're trying really hard. And even if you, for example, don't have a job, because Saturn can restrict jobs, that you don't have to prove yourself to other people, like people saying, oh, you're not doing enough, you should be doing more. So this new moon is asking you to not let your self-worth decrease because of comments made. The south node is with Mars in the third house. So here we have, maybe some trouble with communication with the people around you, harsh speech, like make sure that's not you. If you're angry about something, do a little meditation before. Be very careful also with investments around this new moon, because the second, especially Cancer rising. Pluto is now in your 8th house, right? Pluto is retrograde, opposing this new moon in the 2nd house. So scams, too good to be true investments, fake stocks, watch out for, investing in the wrong cryptos, or like people trying to take your money in some way. Just be very mindful of that. Also, difficult communication with siblings, right? South Node and Mars in the third house could bring in some difficult communication with siblings. But yeah, money wise, pay a lot of attention. But at the same time, Jupiter is in the first house. So a lot of you are definitely going to work on something new, working on a new path. Maybe you just started and you're going to have to be patient. It's going to, you know, the benefits are going to be reaped after some time. So it's definitely going to come, but you're going to have to be a bit patient. If you're in a divorce, okay, there might be some more action going on there. Like, make sure to stand up for yourself and that things are shared fairly. Okay. Also, pick the right lawyer right now. Any court case, pick the right lawyer, not someone that's just there for the money. Do some research. So, money wise, do some research. Make sure that, you find the right places to invest, that you find the right job for you, the right price, asking for the right price. Like if you want to be self-employed, that ask for the right number that you feel you deserve, right? A fair number as well. Practice, practice, practice. So there's something you want to learn, you want to practice, and especially if you're working in the financial industry, it's time to practice. It's also about practicing having self-worth, practicing valuing yourself, valuing your skills, and knowing that your skills are good enough. And maybe they need a bit of more practice, but that comes with time and patience. This is what Neptune and Saturn are saying there in the 10th house. If you're doing anything with spirituality, creativity, you're a musician, things like that, with practice and hard work, Saturn will definitely reward you, okay? Debt paid off. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you in your life. So you're working on breaking down old karmic patterns, okay? Also, watch out with neighbors, squirrels with neighbors. It's really a weird energy, this new moon, because in one way, people are going to grow like never before, but in the other way, it can be creating a bit of obstacles, but obstacles that will help you towards growth. Also, be very careful with maybe sleepless nights. Okay. We have Uranus in the 12th house in a sextile with Neptune and Saturn. Okay. So it can sometimes bring you all these ideas and thoughts, and it's really hard to go to sleep. So make sure that you meditate before you sleep and you breathe and you take it slow and you say, tomorrow there's a new day. Also, your dreams can tell you a lot about work. So do write down around this new moon your ideas for work, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so many blessings, wishing you all the best, and until next time. So let's move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun and Rising. Obviously, this new moon is going to highlight you, especially if you have your sun, your moon, or your rising at 2 degrees in Leo, or at least between, 0 degrees and let's say 6 degrees. You're going to be highly, highly impacted. So this new moon is making a trine with Saturn and Neptune in your 9th house. Okay. So here you are being asked to maybe use spirituality to have more access to yourself. So, for example, someone is giving you a specific message, and that message is correcting something within you, and you know how to take action to the next place. Okay. Now, with Saturn in the 9th house, you're definitely going to be more skeptical with spiritual teachers, which I think you should. You should also question me. You should question everyone. You should listen to your heart and use discernment, because the internet is full of people with intentions to only, be famous or make money. So what you want is to have real spiritual growth And you will know that you're growing spiritually when people are putting you into your power and telling you that you can do it. Even though it's so much easier to have someone say, I'm going to remove all your problems, you just sit down and you don't have to do any effort. Red flag. Right? It's the same with relationships when people are so putting you up in the sky. You're so special. You're so this, you're so that. Run. It's so nice to hear all these things, right? But people without an agenda, they don't even think about it, right? But when they say it, and they won't say it right away, but they will mean it. They don't need to hook you in for any reason. Okay. So I'm sure some people needed to hear that because we have this new moon in opposition with Pluto. So, especially if you are Leo rising, right? You might have to deal with people that are trying to manipulate you. They're saying all these nice words and are trying to build you up. And, Leo, you are ruled by the sun. So you like to shine, you like to feel good. And that sometimes makes you a victim of people that know that if they send you some nice words, they're going to hook you. But if Leo is strong in their leadership, you can be a true leader. You can be in your own power. So here you have to learn how to stand in your own power without you also not manipulating others. This is what this opposition is asking you to do. Okay. So also in relationships, the give and take should be natural. You should be able to be yourself completely from peace, from love, from, all that stuff. The South Node is in a conjunction with Mars, okay? So be very careful with your money, okay? Be very careful of overspending. There is a T square, so the North Node is in the 8th house and Venus is in the 11th house. So make sure that you don't overspend to fun, friendships, organizations, fun is good, but be aware that you don't overspend your money right now. Also, if you're looking at investments, use the right amount. But also, we have Mercury retrograde, so this is more time to do research. Okay. Yeah, this time not a great time for signing contracts. I would wait if you can. It's not just because it's Mercury retrograde. You also have Mars conjunct the South Node in your second house, right? This is also because it's in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So this is about communication, speaking, contracts, all related to, for example, your work or doing some kind of service. So make sure that everything you sign is fair. Now you are going through this massive spiritual journey, okay, with Saturn and Neptune in the 9th house, Jupiter and Cancer in the 12th house, okay? So vivid dreams for some of you Leos, very vivid dreams. You could have beautiful insights through meditation. So if you like to meditate or do yoga, have some rest and you'll get these really brilliant ideas because here you're preparing for next year when Jupiter is going to be in your sign. That's the time to take action on the things that you want to do. You already had such a busy time doing a lot of things. Now it's time to reflect, to heal, right? Your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor, right? Sometimes it requires a bit of patience. And universe is testing you, like, how much do you want this? We're going to give you some obstacles to see if you bite, right? Like, me and my partner had a few of those things as well. Like we were getting some offers that were too good to be true. Like, and then we look at the details and it's basically like, wait a minute. You're asking us to do a lot for nothing, for no benefit, but you're putting it in such a nice package. But yeah, be aware of that around this new moon, okay? Choose you. Ask for what you want. So maybe it's time to be decisive right now. What is it that you want? Okay. If you're studying something, it might take more time, but the information that you're studying is going to stick longer. Okay. So if you're worried, like, it's taking longer, I cannot read books as fast as usual. You have now Saturn and Neptune in the ninth, you have Mercury retrograde. So take your time and introspect, be clear on what it is that you want. I want a relationship, but I don't know what I want. So what do you want then? What do we need to send you? I want a job that is creative. What job do you want? What is it that you want to do? How can you start taking action? What do you need to study? How much money do you have? If you have little money, there are so many opportunities right now to study online, so many things, unless you want to be a doctor, obviously that's going to be different, but there's still like some options that going to work. Debt paid off. So you can pay off a lot of debt. Okay. And also because in the ninth house, this is all about teaching. So karmically, you can listening, just by talking and listening and have these conversations that easily flow. You can break down karma already, or to do deep study before you teach something and be very serious about it and doing something that is aligned with your heart. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Leo. I'm sending you many, many blessings, wishing you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Virgo. So, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this new moon in Leo in your 12th house, okay? And it's trining Neptune and Saturn in your 8th house. So during this new moon, it's very important that you watch out with investments, only long-term investments. But right now, we also have Mercury retrograde, and you're ruled by Mercury. And Mercury retrograde is in the 12th house. So communication is going to be more difficult. Maybe there will be some gossip, even behind the scenes for some of you, or some, I almost want to say some difficult attacks, okay? Because you have the South Node and Mars in your first house. So people might attack your personality. Now, it's really up to you how you respond to that, right? Because Mars can piss people off and you might be pissed off, but it's really up to you now on how to deal with that situation. This situation could be coming from work because Venus is in the 10th house. It's squaring South Node and Mars in your first house and the North Node in your seventh house. So if you're in a partnership, your partner might actually help you, might tell you, let it go. And that's not who you are. That's what people think you are, right? And if you feel that is who you are, you can always work on yourself, right? Like, I'm sorry, take accountability. But if it's not you, you don't have to overthink, which is very often what us Virgos do, and let them impact you on the things that you want to do. Okay. Jupiter in the 11th house is really good time for you to be with friends, to spend time with family. Maybe your family feel like your friends, or your friends feel like your family. Okay. So those are your warm cloud, the warmth around you that make you feel fully supported. Okay. Now we have Leo there in the 12th house, opposing Pluto in the 6th. Okay, Pluto is retrograde. So, my lovely Virgos, watch your health. Okay, if something is impacting you, or you need to change your diet, or something is going on health wise, okay, because we're talking about an air sign. And air is very often related to breathing, lungs, brains. So, make sure to watch your diet, like something really good for circulation. I don't know, it just came up, but for anyone who needs to hear it, like circulation is cayenne pepper, really good. Me and my partner have been doing really big cleanup. Like we've been working on a diet because I was getting a lot of stomach pains. Turns out that, my intestines really needed a reset. So we did this whole cleanse of supplements, and we sustained for a whole month of sugar, dairy, um, what else? Sugar, dairy, and carbs. So there's not much left if you're leaving all those things. And that made us really reset. And we use certain supplements. So, Virgo, if that's also you that need to work on these things to make you feel better, also rest, because work might be quite demanding and you need a lot of rest to compensate, right? To keep going, keep going, keep going is not always the right way to go. Okay, let's vegetarian. That's crazy. I just talk about diets. So maybe some of you are not maybe becoming, well, some of you maybe want to become vegetarian or just eat cleaner. Maybe reduce the amount of fish and meat or meat in your life so you get more clarity, right? The more vegetables we eat, the more clarity we get in our mind, okay? Because it has a lighter vibration. Okay, your wish is granted. I'm getting in the summer. So some of you are wishing something, and your wish is gonna come your way, okay? And looking at your chart, you have a beautiful time to maybe launch something. You could be being introduced to people that give you more visibility. For some of you, it could be even pregnancy. For some of you, it can be new friends. Okay. Spring, something you already wanted in spring. Okay. So just be patient. Things are coming your way, and don't let your anger take the best of you, because now you are like asked to use this anger to turn it into action, right? Sometimes when we're pissed, we can do the best work because this anger is giving you drive, it's giving you persistence and perseverance. And this is what you need to achieve all your goals. Okay. So don't let yourself be talked down. People coming back, having certain comments. And, as a Virgo, I've already been through it. People coming back from my past saying these things. And you know what? I don't respond to it because it's not true. And that's maybe something that thought was true, but I said, you know what? I'm an open book. I always tell everyone, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book. And yeah, then disappeared again because, damn it, it wasn't true. And now I already said it. And that's very shameful. So now you can't go back anymore. Um, but yeah, it's fine. I will love them anyways because some people who hurt you are people who are hurt themselves, right? And they have a story, and that story feels like that's going to save them. This story is going to help me feel better. So if this is true, I'm not a bad person. I'm not that bad. So it's always good to, even though, hurt people hurt people. And if you think about that, it's so much easier to forgive, right? And they will maybe apologize, maybe not. Like some people never apologize, right? And I have experienced that in my own family as well. And that's okay. Maybe they won't apologize. And it's all about you giving it a place of peace, and not needing people to come back to you and say, I did that. Because it's at their level of how they can see themselves, their level, spiritual level. Um, if they're not open yet to see it, they don't have the knowledge to see it, they're not going to do it. If you have the knowledge to see it, then give that peace to yourself, okay? Give that love to yourself. That was their thing. They didn't know any better, and they don't know any better. They don't know, they're hurting. you, because they're hurting themselves. And from that space, it's really hard to take accountability. Okay. I don't know, that was a lot of blah blah, but I'm sure that some of you needed to hear that. I just want to take my time today, I feel so relaxed. I just want to have deep conversations, good discussions. I'm feeling really relaxed, showered with love that I want to share. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, Virgo. And until next time, let's move on to Libra. So, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, for you, we have this new moon on the 24th of July in your 11th house, okay? And this new moon is trining Neptune and Saturn in the 7th house. So, what we have here is, you're probably going to talk with your friends about your relationship. And, there could be some miscommunications happening also between your partner and your friends. Okay. We have Mercury retrograde. And, with Saturn and Neptune in the 7th house plus Chiron, there might be a bit of a tough time in your relationships. Okay. At the same time, your career is growing. It's a very contradictive energy right now, okay? And it's almost like share things with your friends, but you don't have to share every detail, okay? Introspect first. You can ask for some advice, but make sure that they don't get too involved in your situation. But asking for advice is good, but not ask people to join in your relationship, because it's going to make things harder, because a lot of people give advice from their experience and they are not there with you. Okay. So you can reflect, you can take on the advice, and you do what is best for you. Okay. But it is a difficult time. But actually, these obstacles are going to do two things. They're going to make your relationship much stronger, much better. You're going to talk with each other, because we have Neptune there. It can dissolve karma in your relationships. If you're single, you can dissolve karma and break some patterns that you've been through. For you, it's important that you attract someone that is completely themselves, no mask, someone that is going to appreciate you for who you are, but also that is not afraid to take off the mask and be very vulnerable. So, you're going to see that now. Masks are coming off with Saturn in Aries, okay? It's forcing people to become authentic, their authentic self. And sometimes when people rush into marriage, sometimes it works out perfectly fine, right? And sometimes you marry so quickly, and that doesn't give you time to actually know someone. And it really also depends on your chart, right? Like some people have need to break some cycles first before they can meet the right partner. And it's really important for them to take their time. But especially with this placement now, take your time, because Saturn will hook you in long-term relationships, okay? Spiritual relationship even, because we have Neptune and we have Saturn, okay? So if you're going to work on your cycles when it comes to relationships, you have a chance to attract someone really amazing. Now we have this new moon in the 11th house opposing Pluto in the 5th. So like I said, if someone's coming in now, make sure their intentions are good. Don't go into it too fast, right? Because I'm always telling a story, and this story is always related to the astrology, okay? So even if I don't name the exact placements, like trying this, sextile that, I'm looking at all of them, okay? Before I do my readings, before I do the videos, I always look at the chart, and then I'm connecting all the dots together, because it's not just one placement separate, that placement separate. It's a whole, you know, your chart is a story about who you are. The sky is a story about what is happening in people's lives. Okay. So this is how I work. I connect the dots and I create a story that's going to help you grow spiritually. That's going to help you see things in your life that's going to help you click things, okay? And you will get the message that is for you. And if it doesn't resonate, that's fine too, okay? So the South Node is now with Mars in a conjunction in your 12th house. So be very aware because 12th house is kind of locking your Mars. So be careful of not doing too much, okay? Too many activities because you do have this new moon in Leo, which wants to be out and about, wants to connect with friends. So be aware what you share. And also, some of you are, yeah, if you're trying to get pregnant or, there's some difficulty there, you can ask for advice, but you don't need to go once again into details. Also, some of you are working on new skills on the side, um, new talents that maybe you're not fully ready to share with the public yet. So just give a little tiny piece of what you're doing, but don't overshare it just yet. Okay. So if you're traveling as well, this can um, create new beginnings, maybe even a new job for you. Maybe some of you want to change jobs or you've been put on hold for a while and you're ready to start something new. I mean, best would be to start a new job next month after Mercury retrograde, okay? Maybe you need to talk with some friends from the past. People that come back now sometimes have good intentions and some don't have good intentions. So be very aware, okay? The South Node and Mars, it's in the 12th house especially, is finishing unfinished karma with some people. And they can come in a bit pissed. So I'm getting vegetarian and connect with nature. So some of you are reducing or eating a more healthy diet, okay? More spiritual diet. Connecting with nature is so important. It's going to help you ground yourself, okay? So a new diet, connection with nature. Some of you are even want to work more outside. So you want to work more outside, want to be more outside because this is rejuvenating and giving you more energy, especially around this new moon, okay? Because it's your Mars is locked, and the way you get more energy is by being outside. I'm getting autumn holiday. Like some of you might be planning a holiday in autumn, maybe saving money for that. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to find yourself again. It could even be that some of you have given yourself away in a relationship. Um, you've lost yourself. Maybe you've lost yourself in your kids, in your family life, but what do you actually want? What makes you happy? How can you have a good relationship? What is it that you're actually looking for? So you're going to give answers to all those questions, okay? But yeah, definitely for some of you, an unexpected trip or planning an unexpected trip, okay? And this trip can bring in some shocks, it can even bring in some new plans for you, okay? And even some of you might be wanting to move to a different country or wanting to move for a job, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Libra. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so many blessings, wishing you all the best, and until next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Leo in your 10th house, okay? So this is about your public image. This is about your career. And it's trining Saturn and Neptune in the 6th house, okay? So make sure here that focus on your career, but don't let it take out your health. Make sure that you have a good diet, a good routine, because Saturn and Neptune in the 6th house, it's sometimes hard to stick to a healthy routine for you. So healthy routines are very important, and it entails spirituality as well. So if you would do yoga or if you would do, because Saturn is hard work, Neptune is spirituality. So to ground yourself into spirituality will help you with the job that you want to do. Good food, healthy routines, and also feeling like your authentic self during these routines, and also how you show up in work. Maybe some of you need to reflect or revise something in work, optimize something, look at what you've done so far, okay? And maybe there's something you need to change, a certain plan, and you're going to get new ideas on how to make the plan better, okay? Jupiter in the ninth house, so some of you are definitely traveling, taking a trip. The South Node is with Mars in the 11th house, okay? So be very careful with friends that maybe are not really friends. Universe will reveal them to you around this new moon, but especially just in general, the end of July, any friends that don't have the best intentions for you, they will be shown to you, okay? They will reveal themselves. And it's really up to you on how to deal with that. So, what we have is Venus in the eighth house. Eighth house is patterns, cycles, things that are repeating themselves. So, maybe in the past, you try to justify certain actions with friends and say, like, you know what? That's how this person is. So, this person is always 1.5 hour late, always late. And this person is like, yeah, you know what? This is who I am. So you just wait for me 1.5 hours. Now you can do that and adjust to that person and understand it. And this is even a story of my own life. And but then it's like, you know what? I need my time. My time is valuable too. So it's about finding a midway, standing up for yourself, no matter how that person is going to react. Like, you know what? I cannot lose 1.5 hour waiting. I cannot lose that. So you can say it in a peaceful way. And if they react really angry or something like that, or they cannot change that, you just have a conflict there. And then the question is, okay, if we can't compromise, then what are we going to do? Okay. So you're just going to figure out, what are you willing to accept? What are you not willing to accept? Are you going to be in the same cycle, repeating the same thing, same, different friends, same jacket? Because when I look at charts and you see certain patterns, you usually have quite similar charts and they bring in similar lessons for you. Okay. People could be judgmental on what you're doing. Um, the whole thing is to not react, but also to communicate clearly in a harmonious way. Like, this is not what I want. Because Venus in Gemini is communication. Venus wants harmonious communication because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Okay. We still have Mercury retrograde. Just be very careful with signing any contracts right now. If you can wait, I would definitely wait. Okay. I would definitely wait right now. But yeah, any type of jealousy or anger thing towards you, see if it's justified, like if it's true or if it's not. And if it's not, then you don't have to defend yourself. You just can say, like, you know what, that's your opinion. With work, be very careful with work because we have Pluto in an opposition with the new moon in the 10th house. So don't release anything before it's finished. Make sure your house is calm, is organized, and also that you don't bring any family issues to work, right? Be careful, or housing issues, if you have issues with your house or things like that, that you don't bring those issues into your work. Imagine being a healer, healing someone else and saying, that happened to me too. And the person starts taking over the coach and starts telling you about their life. That's a huge trap. So don't bring your own stuff to work. You have to know where to drop your bombs, but not at work. It's best to keep that separate. You can talk with your colleagues outside of work, but not bring it to work, okay? Travel in winter. Like, some of you are definitely traveling in the winter. You have Jupiter in Cancer in your ninth house, so it's a beautiful time to travel. And some of you need some time in nature, okay? Some time in nature, some chill time. Also, watch out for unexpected expenditures. Could be money coming in, money coming out. But make sure that you be wise with the money that you get, okay? And who you tell about it. Just saying. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you so many blessings. Um, you know, overall, it's good times for you because Jupiter is in a water sign. It's definitely giving you more flow, and especially after this month, it's gonna really flow for you. Okay, we're gonna look at that in my upcoming video for August, which I'm gonna hopefully film tomorrow. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. So we have this new moon in Leo in your fellow fire sign. So if you have a 2-degree Sun or Rising or close to 2 degrees, you will be highly impacted. Like a lot of you, um, might be, and especially, we also have a grand trine for people who have around 2 degrees Sun and Rising, okay? And some of you might be traveling to learn something new, some new skills, traveling to visit your children, maybe, traveling to I wanted to say some traveling for romance, just traveling in general. A lot of you studying something new. Some of you are going to study, and it might take a bit more time. You could be even revisiting old study material to help you add more information to what you're already doing. Okay, but Mercury retrograde is telling you take your time. You don't need to do it quick. It's about taking your time and soaking in the information, because sometimes when we're trying to really rush through information, it doesn't truly stick. So here it's like, take your time, take it easy, and you will remember it better. Now be very careful, especially Sagittarius rising, because the south node is with Mars in the 10th house. And if you have any type of social media, if you if you're at work, people might comment or say something mean, something bad, and it's really on how you're going to handle this situation. Okay, how are you going to handle this situation? We have a T-square, so the south node conjunct Mars is in an opposition with the north node in Pisces. So reflect at home, don't let it immediately crush you. See if what this person is sharing is valid, or if it's very critical, very harsh. It's in a square with Venus. So Venus here is telling you, are you gonna justify? Are you gonna soften? Are you gonna avoid confrontation? Or are you gonna explode and be very pissed? Some of you might even quit your job, okay? Might quit your job. Like, I've had enough, okay? But yeah, there might be some anger coming up. This could be from you, or this could be from other people or commenting on what you're doing. But yeah, it only if you really want to quit. Otherwise, let people talk. Let them do their judgment. I'm going through that on my social media channel. There's people that say I'm not doing that enough, or not that enough, not that enough, but it's not a reason for me to stop doing what I absolutely love, right? I mean, I take in the information. Some things are maybe valid, some things are not valid, some things are just opinions. Like, they want to see, maybe sometimes they want to see an astrologer that is more from the mind, is drawing lines, is doing all these things. And it doesn't mean that what I'm doing is wrong, or that what other astrologers are doing is wrong. No, there's different types of people. People have different talents to share. And, I'm just naming my example, but there's so many examples that we're not all the same. And I think that's the beauty of life, that for everyone, there is someone in a relationship, in work, and some people resonate with this thing and other people resonate with that thing. Okay. If the person is going to give a comment on that what you do is not good or is something like that, that's on them. It's a choice. It's a choice to hurt people. You can just keep it to yourself, right? Even in the job, if you were going to say something. So be calm. Don't let it hurt you. Don't let it stop you. Like, some things are hurtful and you can feel the hurt. I think it's very normal to feel it, but then you're going to decide, is that going to hurt me or is that going to stop me? Okay. And some of you are going to definitely find support in your partner that's going to help you. It's going to give you confidence on how to move forward from that. Okay. And if you're single, like, some of you could meet someone new, but it would be something, because Uranus is in a sextile with Saturn and Neptune. So maybe you're not really feeling like dating and you only are looking for something serious right now. A lot of you Sagittarius want something serious. So it's basically a kind of a all or nothing situation. But you can definitely meet someone new or someone old, someone from the past, okay? New home and you've got the power. Ooh, I'm just throwing my microphone. Excitement. So some of you are moving, right? We do have the North Node in Pisces in your fourth house. So it could be that you're moving. That could be stressful at work, right? That could be what's creating the stress because you're moving to a new place, moving to a new job, new situation. I'm getting debt paid off. So if you've had trouble finding a place, if you had trouble, actually, the trouble that might be coming in could be a debt you can pay off if you react in the right way. If you're just gonna handle it in the right way, that's a karmic cycle you can close, right? Because you have Jupiter in the eighth house. This is a beautiful placement to heal your karmic patterns, right? It's ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is all about cycles, death, rebirth, life, transformation. Okay. So it's also in Cancer. So, like, kind of healing your family cycles, things you got from your ancestors, right? That their DNA is within you. So sometimes the way we respond, the way we deal with things is because our ancestors responded that way. And if they didn't heal from that cycle, it's going to run through you, but you have the opportunity to do things differently. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you. So much love. And until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. So here we have this new moon in Leo in your eighth house, okay? And it's trining Saturn and Neptune in the fourth house. So a lot of you are healing massive family karma, ancestral lines, okay? Saturn and Neptune is a very spiritual placement. Leo is related to the fifth house, and it's in the eighth house, house of Scorpio, which is all about transformations. Okay. So there might be even a crossover that is going to heal or bring in a vision, an obstacle of karmic cycles that need to be healed. This could be you transforming in a way that is going to make you see things in a different light, the way you were brought up. Because Leo is ruling the fifth house of children and inner child. So here you're going to break cycles that maybe trapped you, not fully expressing yourself. Maybe you felt that you weren't good enough. Being you is not good enough. So a lot of you are healing on so many levels, right? And this healing might just attract you a long-term partner, Capricorn. Like, it could be that because you weren't fully yourself, fully authentic, the right person couldn't come yet. Because as weird as it sounds, sometimes we think that if we behave a certain way, that's going to attract the right partner. And I think I definitely in the past did that as well because I thought, I'm spiritual, I do all this weird stuff. I'm quirky, you know what? And at some point when I let go and I allowed myself to just be who I am, the right partner came. And that's what's happening for you, Capricorn, especially Capricorn rising. Be your natural self, okay? Allow yourself to set yourself free, to express yourself the way you want to express yourself, okay? So, this is also a placement that makes you arrange papers for the family, papers for the house. Maybe you need to arrange some house papers. If you bought a house as well, you do have Saturn there, so it could be a long process. So you need to be very patient. But this long process is gonna give you something long term. So keep that in mind that through your hard work and persistence, you're gonna actually make it work. Then we have the South Node conjunct Mars in the ninth house. Okay. So if you're traveling, be very careful, especially overseas traveling, that don't do any crazy parasailing, wild sports right now, just around this new moon. End of July. No crazy sports on holiday. You could also have some miscommunication with people on your holiday. Maybe the accommodation is not fully as pleased. Just make sure that you're not angry about it. Or it could be that someone on a trip actually is angry to you, okay? Just see if that's valid. If it's not valid, just distance yourself and you're being triggered on communicating the right way, okay? Because Venus is in the sixth house and it's telling you to keep harmony, to communicate in a harmonious way because it's in Gemini, okay? Maybe it's a situation that happened before because we have Mercury retrograde in your eighth house and it's really checking how you're going to handle it this time, okay? Also investments, too good to be true contract, things like that. May be very, very aware of scams right now, money scams, investment scams. People are bringing big money offers, like all of us want this quick release. And that's what makes us so vulnerable to be scammed, right? Because we think that sometimes, you know, if it's just like this, all my problems will be solved, okay? But you have Pluto in the second house, so be very careful with that. It's funny, we talk about travel. So I did get the travel card here. You have Uranus now in the sixth house, okay? So some of you are going to be self-employed or you're going to have a job where you have a lot of freedom, okay? Children, your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. Like if you're working with children, you would be good at psychology because you have Leo in the eighth house, right? So healing children, helping them, uh, being an artist, like an art teacher. Getting everything is okay. Everything is working out in a beautiful way, okay? Look at that. Some of your healers have healing hands. I'm seeing some of you have healing hands, something you're going to do with. Um, Peace is going to come your way because you're deciding to be more peaceful, to find more stability and to maybe do things differently than how your ancestors did it. Maybe you want to change things, have more peace. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. I'm sending you many blessings. And until next time. So let's move on now to Aquarius. So, Aquarius, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Leo in your seventh house. And the seventh house is related to your partnerships. And we also have Mercury retrograde here. And this new moon in your seventh house is trining Saturn and Neptune in the third house. So here you're being a bit triggered on how you're going to communicate with your partner. Maybe there is some miscommunication with your siblings about your partner or to your partner. And this could also mean business partner, okay? If you're not in a relationship, because we have Pluto also there in an opposition with this new moon in the first house. So you're going through this massive transformation right now. And especially if you're an early degree, so between 0 and 5 degree, sun, moon, and rising, you might be transforming and changing and taking off many layers. And here the question is, the people around you, like a partner, are they going to accept this changed version of you? Okay. And because sometimes when you're growing, the other person needs to kind of grow with you or at least accept your growth. So here you're gonna see if that person is allowing your growth or not. And if you're single, you might even deal with someone from the past. This could be even someone that you really liked, and you see them again, and you would be like, what if I ever seen in that person? Because sometimes you're in the same frequency. So you really match and you have the same ideas and you share the same vibration. But when you're growing, when you're changing, you just don't have so much in common anymore, which is okay, right? So you're taking off so many layers and you're getting this massive ego death right now. And that's changing on what you want to attract. So even if you're single, what you would be attracted to like even just 2 years ago would not be what you're attracted to now. Okay. So the South Node and Mars are in a conjunction in your eighth house, opposing the North Node in your second house. So it could be that people are coming back with, maybe not the best intention. Okay. So be very careful if any kind of love situation is coming back. Is that someone you still want to your life? Is that someone you want to um, relate to still? Okay. And here you're being asked to look at your self-worth. The North Node is in the second house asking you, how much do you value yourself? And do you still want to give yourself to a person that's maybe not good for you? Okay. Yeah, because if you're single, like online dating is a good time. Although we do have Mercury retrograde, okay? Doesn't mean you can't meet anyone, but it could be that there's a bit of miscommunication going on, especially this month, okay? So August would definitely be better for you. Let me get you a card. Difficult communication with your siblings, okay? Could be going on, but or you just talk with each other a bit less than usual. I'm getting let it go. So you're letting go of a lot of things. And it could even be for some of you that someone is going to cross over, okay? Because we do have South Node and Mars in the eighth house. Now, I don't want you to be ever scared, okay, of certain messages because it's always the right time. Things always happen the right time. We don't know the grand plan of things, but we can send blessings, okay? Blessings to any person that's going on to the next station and send them love. Okay. Be very careful with your paperwork, administration, pension, any type of, insurance, things like that. There could be some fights happening with your accountant or with someone that is doing your stuff. So yeah, make sure to calm down and to come back and try to resolve it the calmest way you can. And I know sometimes it's very hard, right? Because people always think, just because I'm teaching spirituality, I'm a Buddha or something. No, I sometimes get angry, and it's hard when things are so unfair, and you know, it's easier said than done. I know that. But, we do the best we can. So I'm asking you the best to do the best you can, okay? Because I think we've all been on the phone once in a while in our life when things were just hard. And you're just gonna be on the phone with the person and not even their fault, right? Dietary change. So some of you are changing your diet, and that's going to help you see the world in a different way. I'm seeing some of you are seeing the world in more colors, starting to appreciate things more. So maybe as before you were um, always achieving, wanting so many things, and now you can just sit in a garden with a cup of tea. And it's like, that's really nice, right? Just seeing all those small things and really enjoying that, okay? Enjoying that more and more. Jupiter in the sixth house, really good for jobs. Just keep in mind it's Mercury retrograde, so it's better time to revise work, revise things, think about new things, but not acting on it yet. So from next month on, it would be better. Okay. After the at least 15th of August. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you a lot of blessings, wishing you all the best. And until next time. So let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. So for you, we have this new moon in Leo in your sixth house. And this is related to your daily routines, to your health, and it's opposing Pluto in the 12th house. So here you're going to be forced to look at certain things regarding your health. So if there is anything coming up, health stuff, go to a doctor, okay? Do your spiritual healing work, see what something means. So why is this happening? Where's this pain coming from? You can even Google it, right? Like spiritual meaning of pain in left shoulder. Now, left side is usually female side, and the right side is the masculine side. So that can have to, because we can sometimes carry things from even past lives, right? Past lives, ancestors, and it's coming back right now. So it could be something that we need to heal that we don't even know we need to heal, right? But once you know, you can, and you can do that through meditation, because Pluto in the 12th house is really helping you to tune in and to see, where you need to heal your subconscious patterns, things that aren't are there but aren't very visible. Okay. This new moon is also trining Saturn and Neptune in your second house. So money is a bit more difficult. So in one way, Saturn is making you work hard for it and making you appreciate earning money more, okay? Especially for Pisces rising. And Neptune can make you overspend. So here you have to find a way between saving and overspending. So not everything you have that you give it away right away. For you, what would be good is to give little bits, not a lot, not all your money, little bits to donate little bits to I don't know, goals that you want to support, animal sanctuaries, or some research project for illnesses, or whatever it is you feel related to. You give small amounts in the upcoming time, okay? Don't have to be huge, small amounts. Some of you need rest because your job is quite demanding, or maybe you're not fully happy there. You need to uh, do a bit of boring work, even for some of you. Like you need to check certain things that you've done in the past. Mercury retrograde could trigger that, like you check the past 20 years of archives or things like that. Okay. So take it easy. Make sure you eat healthy, very important right now. And it's a bit frustrating because maybe you did a really good job for something and you kind of feel like you're not seen, but that will come later. Okay. So it's kind of that maybe you're doing things that are not fully visible, but trust me, it will get in the Akashic records. So the universe knows what you're doing, and that's already enough. And when you let go of getting the validation for what you're doing, you're getting the validation that you want actually. So Mars is in a south node, is in a conjunction with the south node in your seventh house. So be careful with disputes with your partner, with your business partner, okay? Because Pisces, you're becoming more independent. You're feeling more aligned with yourself, and this could trigger some anger maybe in your partner. This could trigger anger in your business partner. So just have calm communication. So it's either you gets angry or the other person. And we have a square with Venus, and Venus don't like to be confronted. Okay. So maybe you can spend time with family, reflect, or spend time at home, reflect, come back and have a conversation. If anyone is coming back from the past, after 15th of July, make sure this person comes with the right intentions, okay? You do have Jupiter in the fifth house, so you can definitely attract someone new. But right now, with this placement, it could be that someone is coming in that is coming in for, physical stuff, not really for you as a person, or it's a past life thing that needs to be resolved. Okay, things will get better after this conjunction is separating, because then you can meet someone from the past or a past life that could be it for you. Okay, also a lot of pregnancy for some of you Pisces, right? Getting pregnant, starting new creative projects. So there's also a lot of positive things happening for you, because Jupiter in a water sign is very good for you, Pisces. You see, easy does it. Maybe you don't always have to try so hard. Stop trying so hard to control everything, and all the doors will open for you. So maybe you don't have to try, have to try with this partner, with this person you met. Maybe it's not it. Maybe something better is coming. Or that job, doing so much work, and there's no validation. Maybe people validate you when you don't work so hard, because they're going to miss what you've been doing, right? Practice, practice, practice. So you're practicing new skills and you're doing some research there, okay? So maybe you're looking into new things to do, reading books, preparing yourself, okay? Preparing yourself to show some of your creativity or spiritual growth that you want to share with the world. I'm seeing like lighten a candle. So maybe some of you can lighten a candle. So if anyone comes up that you need to forgive, this is a beautiful way to do it. You can put a candle for that person and a candle for you. And don't blow them out. Just let them burn till the end. Get the small ones, because otherwise you can wait a long time. And do a little blessing. Send a little blessing. That's going to help, okay? Because sometimes we cannot help heal someone in person. Sometimes we can do it from the sidelines, because that still counts, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. I'm sending you many blessings, so much love, and until next time.